5-day notice for Alan Aragon sporting the red gloves. RJ Wilgar responds in the blue. This amateur middleweight bout is brought to you by the Back 40, providing the best food and drinks possible in Heber, Utah. The Back 40, a family-friendly restaurant and an official sponsor of Fierce FC.
That was some slick camera work during the fighter introductions. I like that. That was cool.
The team does a great job of lighter camera, so we're able to have a little bit more mobility on it on the production side of things as these two fighters open up. Speedy as can be.
Wilgar is a big welterweight.
Opens up with a leg kick is Wilgar. Another one moves the base of Aragon as he trades one back.
Yeah, I like Wilgar. I like his tactic here so far. Stay far away, land shots from range, use your height and your reach as an advantage.
Both fighters the heaviest they have ever been, given that it was a short notice fight. Aragon unable to tip the scales, probably at 170. But was able to make 185. Both fighters starting off with a lot of heat being thrown. Wilgar sends a piston to the body.
I like Aragon's idea of getting this fight to the ground. That shot was just a little telegraphed. Doesn't mean you should give up on it. You just got to mix some punches in there before he goes in. He looks hesitant to engage with Wilgar so far, though.
Aragon, despite that highlight reel KO finish in July, has primarily been a wrestler over the course of his career, but does answer upstairs with a couple of shots. So far successful in the kick department for Wilgar. Jason, we're seeing a lot of action from him, landing as well.
Yeah, great distance control so far. He landed a couple nice calf kicks there. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah,
big swing and a miss.
He's using a lot of feints, a lot of attacks from range. When Allen got close to him and tried to mix it up, he just immediately retreated, got back to distance, and started throwing long-range shots again. It's good. It's good discipline.
Back in blitzing is Wilgar. Aragon able to close distance and now gets into his own wheelhouse.
That was a nice shot by him to get in the inside. Didn't get the takedown, of course, but he drove him into the cage, which, not as good, but still pretty good. See if he can do anything with it here. Getting inside of the legs. Wilgar's doing a pretty good job of defending.
Big shots from Aragon.
And letting him off the fence, I don't know if I love that. There's a lot of work to get him there.
Yeah, and it seemed like he was controlling him up against the fence. You could see the strength in Alan Aragon. Wilgar's trying to end this night quickly.
Couple of feints by Wilgar. Pulls the trigger, unable to land.
Wilgar's really trying to cut him off there against the warning track. And another good shot to get to the cage.
Converging once again is the Agima fighter. Final seconds of the first frame as we will see stools. But Alan Aragon has spent time with Aaron Reese and company way down south.
Sort of a theme in Utah MMA. Everyone started kind of training everywhere nowadays, right? Like it's pretty rare when you have fighters that haven't been around each other whatsoever.
Yeah, Utah versus everybody. I like to see the guys cross-training with each other, and obviously I don't like it when we're fighting each other, but I love it when we're fighting the out-of-state guys and beating them.
I totally agree with that.
Another echoing kick landed for Wilgar just moments ago. Playing the distance game right now well is Wilgar as he controls the center of the cage. Aragon moves the base a little bit.
I like that Wilgar is throwing, yes, I was just about to say, so many different attacks. Roundhouse kicks, front snap kicks, right? He's throwing overhand rights, he's throwing straight rights.
He's got Aragon guessing a little bit. Now Aragon with the big dump.
What a beautiful takedown by him. Shot him against the cage, got control of his hips, picked him up and slammed him.
Echoing takedown lands for Aragon as the Agima faithful in the crowd love it. Went for a flight was RJ Wilgar, fellas.
Yeah, he would.
RJ Wilgar, a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Same can be said about Alan Aragon, but obviously we already talked about the collegiate wrestling reps he has under his belt.
You can hear Dane And right before he got that takedown, you probably couldn't hear it on the mics here, but you could hear the corner of Aragon telling him to close that distance.
Aragon landing some good body shots here before Wilgar is able to get back to his close guard, but he's pushed up against the cage here. He's not going to be able to do much. He needs to get himself off.
He needs to use those legs and create a little off balance here.
Alan Aragon, his first 2 fights went the full 9 minutes. As for his last one, we talk about that 11-second KO of Randy Kopczynski in Price, Utah. As for RJ Wilgar, only been to a decision once in his career. He's 0-1 when they go to scorecards.
Not a whole lot of offense going on, but Allen is getting the control time here, which will obviously win him the round unless something big changes here with 20 seconds remaining on the clock.
RJ Wilgar shoots up for a potential triangle. Aragon.
That is tight.
And he's sinking it pretty tight right there.
Dane was yelling at him to watch the triangle the entire time.
We might be running out of time here, though.
One win by submission for RJ Wilgar. It was May of 2023. It was a rear naked choke.
Make some noise.
Saved by the bell is Alan Aragon as he daps up his opposition and brings him up to his feet. RJ Wilgar been in camp 4 weeks at this point. Alan Aragon, again, found out he was fighting on Sunday. Seems to be a little bit more gassed at the moment as they head over to the center of the cage for the final round of this one.
Alan, to your left. There you go.
Ooh, that was close.
Pressure forward. Pressure forward. He's tired. He don't want it.
Wilgar whips a hook as Aragon goes right back to his bread and butter.
Man, you got to give Allen a lot of credit for being in this kind of shape without having any notice for a fight to be able to wrestle out like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
And part of it might also be that he didn't have to cut weight for this one necessarily. He did cut a little bit of weight, but didn't have to deplete himself to make 185 pounds last night.
Yeah, certainly helps. Certainly helps.
You can hear Ace yelling for Wilgar to get the full guard back. I think they want to try to duplicate the end of that second round, maybe go for another triangle choke here, but Wilgar having a tough time getting that full guard.
Not in that prime position that they had near the end of round 2, especially up against the cage, Andrew. Hard to gain back that right leg.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in. You know, if a guy's on top of you and he understands how to control half guard appropriately, it's pretty tough to get moving. Let alone now you're hemmed up against the cage, your movement's even more limited. And Allen's doing a good job of presenting a constant passing threat while controlling the upper body of Wilgar.
Also hooks over
There it is.
to potentially that head and arm, pops his head out. Under 90 seconds to decide this one as Wilgar explodes. Back to the feet we go.
Excellent explosion to escape there. He needed to do that.
And then right back to the well is Aragon with another big takedown.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You can hear Dane saying, keep those elbows in. He doesn't want those arms getting away. Don't leave any of those arms free.
And one of the big questions coming into tonight with Alan Aragon was, did he fall in love with his striking after that highlight reel KO of Randy Kopczynski? So far, so good when we talk about specifically being able to take down and go back to what he did so well in his first 2 fights. Alan Aragon, 45 seconds to decide it. But like you said, Andrew, scorecards could be quite hot right now.
Yeah, I would be going for a finish. If I was him right now, if I was corner, I'd be yelling at him to go for a finish because it very well could be 2 rounds Wilgar. Whether it should be, I don't know, but it very well could be.
Control in the center of the cage.
Those are some
He beats towards the body.
Thudding body shots.
Feels like once Aragon has been able to get this fight to the ground, obviously this is his wheel well, and he's been able to pretty much dominate once he's gotten it down there.
Yeah, he's done a good job of holding this guy on the mat. It's one thing to take a guy down. It's another thing to hold him down.
Yeah.
Right? It's a different skill set. So he's done a really good job of that.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Alan Aragon!